Hello and welcome to this video, where I will share with you 13 lessons on how walking away is your greatest power, inspired by the wisdom of Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher. Marcus Aurelius wrote a book called Meditations, where he recorded his personal reflections on how to live a good and virtuous life, in accordance with the principles of Stoicism. Stoicism is a school of philosophy that teaches us how to deal with the challenges and difficulties of life by focusing on what we can control and letting go of what we cannot. One of the most important lessons that Marcus Aurelius teaches us is the power of walking away from things that are not worth our time, energy, or attention. Walking away does not mean giving up or being weak. It means being wise and strong enough to choose what is best for ourselves and our happiness. Here are 13 lessons on how walking away is your greatest power, based on the teachings of Marcus Aurelius. Lesson number 1. Walk away from the past. The past is gone and cannot be changed. Dwelling on it only causes regret, guilt, and resentment. Marcus Aurelius said, "Do not disturb yourself by thinking of the whole of your life. Do not let your thoughts at once embrace all the various troubles that you may expect to befall you. But on every occasion ask yourself, what is there in this that is intolerable and past-bearing? For you will be ashamed to confess." Instead of living in the past, focus on the present moment, where you have the power to act and make a difference. Lesson number 2. Walk away from the future. The future is uncertain and cannot be predicted. Worrying about it only causes anxiety, fear, and stress. Marcus Aurelius said, "Never let the future disturb you. You will meet it, if you have to, with the same weapons of reason which today arm you against the present. Instead of fearing the future, prepare for it by doing your best in the present, where you have the opportunity to shape and influence it." Lesson number 3. Walk away from the opinions of others. The opinions of others are not facts and cannot define you. Caring about them only causes insecurity, dependence, and conformity. Marcus Aurelius said, "It never ceases to amaze me. We all love ourselves more than other people, but care more about their opinion than our own." Instead of seeking the approval of others, seek the approval of yourself by living according to your own values and standards. Lesson number 4. Walk away from the noise of the world. The noise of the world is distracting and cannot help you. Listening to it only causes confusion, agitation, and irritation. Marcus Aurelius said, "How much time he gains who does not look to see what his neighbor says or does or thinks, but only at what he does himself to make it just and holy." Instead of paying attention to the noise of the world, pay attention to the silence of your mind, where you can find clarity and peace. Lesson number 5. Walk away from the temptations of pleasure. The temptations of pleasure are fleeting and cannot satisfy you. Chasing them only causes addiction, dissatisfaction, and misery. Marcus Aurelius said, "Pleasures, when they go beyond a certain limit, are but punishments." Instead of pursuing the temptations of pleasure, pursue the rewards of virtue by doing what is right and good for yourself and others. Lesson number 6. Walk away from the expectations of society. The expectations of society are arbitrary and cannot please you. Meeting them only causes pressure, frustration, and disappointment. Marcus Aurelius said, "Be not perturbed, for all things are according to the nature of the universal, and in a little time you will be nobody and nowhere like Hadrian and Augustus." Instead of following the expectations of society, follow your own path by discovering and fulfilling your own purpose and potential. Lesson number 7. Walk away from the illusions of fame. The illusions of fame are superficial and cannot honor you. Seeking them only causes vanity, envy, and corruption. Marcus Aurelius said, "The fame that goes with wealth and beauty is fleeting and fragile. Intellectual superiority is a possession glorious and eternal." Instead of craving the illusions of fame, crave the reality of wisdom by learning and growing from every experience and challenge. Lesson number 8. Walk away from the complaints of negativity. The complaints of negativity are unproductive and cannot solve anything. Joining them only causes bitterness, anger, and resentment. Marcus Aurelius said, "If you are pained by any external thing, it is not this thing that disturbs you, but your own judgment about it. And it is in your power to wipe out this judgment now. Instead of indulging in the complaints of negativity, indulge in the gratitude of positivity by appreciating and enjoying what you have and what you could do." Lesson number 9. Walk away from the conflicts of ego. The conflicts of ego are unnecessary and cannot win anything. Engaging in them only causes hostility, violence, and suffering. Marcus Aurelius said, "Whenever you are about to find fault with someone, ask yourself the following question: what fault of mine most nearly resembles the one I am about to criticize?" Instead of participating in the conflicts of ego, participate in the harmony of humility by being respectful and compassionate to everyone, including yourself. Lesson number 10. Walk away from the attachments of materialism. The attachments of materialism are temporary and cannot fulfill you. Accumulating them only causes greed, waste, and loss. Marcus Aurelius said, "Very little is needed to make a happy life. It is all within yourself, in your way of thinking." Instead of clinging to the attachments of materialism, cling to the detachment of minimalism by being content and generous with what you need and what you have. Lesson number 11. Walk away from the excuses of laziness. The excuses of laziness are deceptive and cannot justify you. Making them only causes procrastination, stagnation, and failure. Marcus Aurelius said, "Do not waste the remainder of thy life in thoughts about others, when thou dost not refer thy thoughts to some object of common utility." Instead of relying on the excuses of laziness, rely on the actions of diligence by being disciplined and productive with your time and energy. Lesson number 12. Walk away from the fears of change. The fears of change are natural and cannot stop you. Succumbing to them only causes stagnation, resistance, and regret. Marcus Aurelius said, "The universe is change. Our life is what our thoughts make it." Instead of fearing the fears of change, embrace the opportunities of change by being flexible and adaptable to the new and different situations and circumstances that life brings. Lesson number 13. Walk away from the lies of ignorance. The lies of ignorance are dangerous and cannot enlighten you. Believing them only causes delusion, prejudice, and error. Marcus Aurelius said, "The object of life is not to be on the side of the majority, but to escape finding oneself in the ranks of the insane." Instead of accepting the lies of ignorance, accept the truth of knowledge by being curious and open-minded to the facts and evidence that reality presents. These are the 13 lessons on how walking away is your greatest power, inspired by the wisdom of Marcus Aurelius and Stoicism. I hope you found them useful and insightful. If you did, please like, share, and subscribe to this channel for more videos like this. Thank you for watching, and remember, you have the power to walk away from anything that does not serve you or make you happy.